Our third chain of submissions from the mount is going to be working off of that same arm. When we're here, we're working for this Americana, and for whatever reason we have stepped off onto the side mount, okay, and our opponent is still struggling here. We don't really have it cinched in. He's throwing this arm everywhere. You're going to have an opponent that just flails his arm around so you can't grab it. We got a couple of things for him for that. First thing we're going to do, it's called a Superman arm bar. All right, we're going to assume he puts his arm straight out. We're going to do a Superman arm bar. The Superman arm bar. I already have this arm underneath here, right? Okay. I'm going to put my ear down on his arm and my shoulder right on the other side of it, and I'm going to slide down until I get to his wrist. When I do that, my left shin is going to come up on his face. My right shin is going to come up on his ribs, and you're going to feel how it's a really, really painful arm bar. So we're here, I'm working, and he goes straight. I immediately go here and come up. When I come up, be careful training this one. Now, I get the arm bar. It's just Superman arm bar. One more time. I was working this Americana, I've stepped off into side mount, he goes straight out with it. Immediately, I go over and get the arm bar. If you can't get that arm bar, if you feel like you're going to lose the position or whatever, his arm is still straight out, take this arm, okay, and we're going to put it flat on the ground on the other side of his. I'm not up here, I'm underneath it. I'm closer to his legs than he is with his arm. I'm going to take that and I want to slide it straight under and hook his head. Alright, so you can see how I did that. I'm here, this arm is flat, straight toward his head and around it. Now when I'm here, I'm going to go back to that arm triangle. Your opponent goes out really quickly. Be careful training this one. Alright? So one more time from the top. We're attacking the Americana. We've stepped off into side mount. He goes straight. I go for the Superman arm bar. Going here. Get the arm bar. Or I go here. Take the arm up and around the head. I get the choke. But let's say when we're going for one of these arm bars or the choke, our opponent takes his arm and he pulls it up toward his head again. That's fine. Immediately, we go straight back into the Americana. If he pulls it down toward his hips, that's fine. We block it with our elbow. We call that closing the door. When we're here, he's taking it toward his hips. We just put our elbow flat on the ground. Now he can't get through there. When we're here, his arm goes under. We switch our hips. We've got a Kimura. Alright, if you need to, you can switch your hips this way, walk up, and get the Kimura however you want to do it. He protects the Kimura. He reaches under. Immediately, I go back to that bolt cutter. Or, I go right back to behind his head and scoop him. Really powerful neck crank. I just lay flat and get the neck crank. Alright? Again, from the top, other side. We're here, I'm attacking the Americana. It doesn't matter if I'm behind his head or not. For any reason, I'm losing it. I've stepped off into side mount. I'm attacking with this Americana. His arm goes straight. Immediately, head goes down. I Superman out. Superman to the arm bar. Or this arm, other side of his arm. Scoop toward his head. Now I can jump over him. I can go for the arm triangle. Or, when we're here, our opponent's arm goes down. Block him by closing the door with the elbow. Reach under. We get the Kimura. He protects the Kimura. Immediately, we grab this belt cutter. Alright? Or, if we need to, we go from the Kimura, we're here, we slide it up as high as we can, scoop behind the head, and lay flat. Really powerful neck crank. Okay? If we're here, we're going for either one of those, and our opponent brings his arm back up high. We close the door with the other elbow. Attack here. Down, lift for the Americana. Alright? And then there again, this always applies. If we're going for this Americana and he reaches through to protect it with the other arm, immediately we sit up. We go into the arm bar. He starts fighting the arm bar. Pull our other leg over. We get ready for either the bicep cutter chain, as in when our opponent's either not rolling or he's trying to roll away from us. We get the bicep cutter, arms, legs, go to the gogoplata, scoop the head, go over to the inverted armbar or the omoplata. Or, if our opponent's trying to sit up toward us, we go into the triangle chain. Sit back in the triangle, the omoplata roll, the bicep cutter, over into the mount. These chains you're going to find, you can mix and match. You're really going to start chopping these up and putting them together. that's perfect. That's what these are designed to do. You really want to get creative with these, use these chains to your advantage, and you'll really start throwing some massive attacks at your opponents.